So I'm discarding all of my items in my item box. When I say all, I mean consumables, gone. Ammo, gone. Monster parts, gone. Decorations. And this is decorations for a player that has played over 1,400 hours into the game. Gone. I'm discarding all of my weapons and armor as well. Why am I doing this, you may ask? Well, I'm going to be attempting the hardest challenge in all of Monster Hunter. With only 36 hours, I have to gather as much materials as I can within the time limit in order to beat the hardest monster in the game. Now, 36 hours sounds like a long time, but there's a twist to this challenge. With all the monsters in the game, there are going to be optional monster challenges and guaranteed monster challenges. Let me explain. Optional monster challenges are monsters that give you incredible rewards, but they are high on difficulty. If I ever cart once on these quests, then 3 hours of my time will be reduced to the overall timer. Guaranteed quests have the same punishment, but these quests lock me out of progressing to harder hunts. From this to this, let's see if I can build the best armor I can and defeat the god of monsters. 36 hours on the clock, and my first decision is to gain a strong weapon as quickly as possible. I am a greatsword only main. You know why? Cause it's not only the first weapon in Monster Hunter history, but also the best weapon in the whole game. That out the way, there are 2 materials that can get me a strong weapon really quickly: bone or ore materials. They make weapons so you don't have to fight any monsters, just scavenge for parts. Of course, I went with the ore, not because of the damage or sharpness difference. I did that because it was the first option I saw, and with an hour and 30 minutes, I have successfully achieved my first weapon, mostly due to the fact that I didn't know where to find the materials and the infamous Monster Hunter load screen. Now it's time for the hard part. The armor. Looking around for monsters, I remember health boost is actually necessary when fighting stronger monsters. So I took on a Alatreon since his helmet provides level 2 health boost. Alatreon easily taken care of. I realized I have no focus on this weapon. Now I could continue with Alatreon, but realizing my weapon has no focus, I wanted to go a more offensive approach than defensive. So here comes an extremely strong monster for focus level 2 helmet, Brachydios. Y'all know this is Monster Hunter, so I'm going to have to fight this monster again and again and again. You know the situation. Thinking that I finally defeated enough Brachydioses, I need a certain part of the monster that is the second rarest part on his body. Some may even say it's rarer than its gem, the majestic horn. Now my plan was to break the horns, leave, claim the parts. I didn't know if it was from my Brachydios or its common counterpart. So I started breaking horns from every type. I started fighting this monster around 35 hours remaining. It took me over an hour to gain all the parts for one piece of armor, though that did give me the confidence to fight an even higher tier monster, the flagship of the base game, Nergigante. With the armor built, and yes, I took off the helmet, I took an hour and 30 minutes plus to gain for a Nergigante helmet. I see where I didn't manage my time properly, but at least I got my armor. And with the armor built, I need a stronger weapon. I'm not going to fight any mastery rank monster since I'm locked out of mastery rank until I defeat the following monsters: an 8-star level monster, a tempered monster, a 3-level tempered monster investigation, and finally the final boss in Monster Hunter World, arch-tempered Nergigante. The stakes are high. The weapon I'm going for is the strongest based world greatsword in the game, the rocket-powered greatsword. With that obtained, You must be thinking, wait, the weapon you have now is actually stronger. Well, the rocket power greatsword has something this weapon I'm currently using doesn't have: augmentation. This allows me to boost my raw damage and give me a health boost every time I do a strong hit. And since I have greatsword, that's every hit. To gain what I need, I'm going to fight the toughest monster that people to this day are scared to fight. That monster goes by many names: the World Eater, the Pickle, other known as Devil Joe. But before I do that, I did an investigation so I could gain a gem. Unlike wilds, gems aren't guaranteed, but they do have a high chance of rewards if you do investigations that have gold slots. Getting lucky on my second attempt, in 31 hours and 43 minutes, we have successfully achieved our first gem in Monster Hunter World. The purpose for the gem is for the first augmentation, health regen. Now, I need a stream stone. Those are special items you can gain from tier 3 tempered monsters, normal tempered elder dragons, or arch tempered monsters. I decided to take my chance with the next tier difficulty, Thunderous Rumble in the Highlands, tempered Kirin. If you never fought Kirin before, it's an electric unicorn that has a tough body. Its only weak point is its horn, and it's a very agile monster. Now, is it comparable to other agile monsters? No, but it is still annoying to attack since you only can hit the head, and it's a small creature. Now, this monster also gives Thunderblight, and if you get hit with the attack twice in a row, you're automatically stunned or paralyzed. The best way to fight this monster with heavy weapons is just to hit and run. Now, I have experienced my first ever cart on this challenge. I thought my defense was a bit better. Now, seeing that its attacks are no joke, I have to play extra careful. This is another reason why health boost is necessary in this world. When you cart, unlike wild, you don't keep your health. You would have to drink mega nutrients to regain max health or max potions. Not gonna lie, I'm getting better on these wake up hits. Forgot how to do it when I came back on the game, but now I'm a pro. With 9 minutes, I've defeated my first tempered and gained my first stream jewel. Though it's unfortunate for me, 35 hours and 47 minutes are going to be reduced to 33 hours and 47 minutes. Seems like a long time, but I still have to finish off my challenges before I can reach on to master rank. There is a certain quest that gives a good amount of stream jewels. Now we fight the toughest monster in the game, Devil Joe. I played extremely well against this monster, but didn't realize my armor is 100% not strong enough to fight this monster. If I wasn't as skilled as I am, I would have full carded against this monster. Having traps on hold, 12 minutes I had gained more streamstone jewels. I can't fight this monster again unless I upgrade my armor. So that's what I did. Starting my journey at 29 hours and 30 minutes, I have decided to fight an even higher tier monster, Arch Tempered Teostra. The fight was tricky since my armor isn't on par with what it needs to be, but this monster is still weaker than Devil Joe. The first one is with 1 feint with a time of 16 minutes, and the second one is with 2 feints and the time of 17 minutes. Me carding 3 times means that's 9 hours off the overall timer. 19 hours remaining. But I have stronger armor now. I decided I'm not going for the rocket power greatsword since I have to fight Devil Joe countless of times just to get the stream stones to get my strongest weapon. I say it's time to take on the hardest monster in all of world, Arch Tempered Nergigante. This monster terrorized me the first 100 times I fought it back in the day, but for some reason, who's dogging this monster? Like, look at this. Then magically, this monster started locking in. I didn't even realize how much damage this thing could do. And now, here's the depressing part. As I'm fighting the monster, I accidentally pressed the spacebar on my computer and stopped the recording. I even defeated the monster, but no footage. I had to fight the monster again. Sadly, it did not go as good as my first run, but I did change into my layered armor since I forgot I had that option. But due to the hardships in this fight, I finally defeated the final boss on Monster Hunter World. Now it's time for the new world, Master Rank. Here in Celiana, instead of the time of 19 hours and change, since the Arch-Tempered incident did happen and I didn't get footage, I decided to call this a fail and reduce my time by 9 hours. So at the start of 16 hours, do you think I can gather enough gear to defeat all of these tough opponents? Don't forget to like and subscribe if you made it this far. Okay, first things first, weapon, then armor. I'm going straight into a huge fight with a mixed set of high rank armor and master rank armor. Of course, due to the fact that it's so easy to farm ore, I am attempting to hunt the flagship of the DLC, Volcana. Due to it being an investigation, I can gain parts much faster. The Ice Queen Volcana is definitely a skill blockade, just like its flagship counterpart, Nergigante. What makes this monster so scary, it's its range. The fact that if you're too far, it can keep you at bay with multiple ice projectile attacks. When you're close, it goes for either an in the air breath down attack or a freeze the ground attack or its tail attack. This monster is definitely a challenge, but I have much experience fighting this monster, especially since I hated fighting this monster. It's such an annoying monster due to the fact that if you cut off his tail, it would just regrow a new one with his ice. Extremely crafty with his attacks, though it didn't matter since I defeated it twice with ease and luckily gained a mantle on my second run. With that, I was allowed to build 2 pieces of his armor and fully upgrade the weapon. But this monster needs mantles from other monsters. If you don't know mantles, they're just like gems with the drop rate rarity, but unfortunately you can gain a gem from mastering monsters instead of the mantle on some monsters. So a big solution is the Celestial Wyvern Prince. Luckily, I was able to gain 2 from the Steamworks, and now I have 90% of my end game build. Now there is a reason why I went for Volcana and no other monster, and I will explain that later on. But now it's time for the hard part, augmentation. The best and only place, the Guiding Lands, Rajang, Namayao, Tempered, and finally, Runer, Nergigante. When I tell you the easiest out of the 3 was Runer, I ain't gonna lie to you, I just might have a thing for bullying Nergigantes. Though, at the end of the day, I not only have my first augmentation, health regen, I now have all of my armor maxed out due to the Ruiner Hunt and Tempered Namael. With no deaths from any of these monsters, I have an hour and 25 minutes off my timer. Now, I have a decision to make. Before I can take on the final boss, there are 3 monsters that stand before the god himself. First is Furious Rajang, and or second, Raging Brachydios. I had to defeat at least one of these monsters before I could continue, and I did indeed go for the harder monster. You thought it was this trash ass monkey? Nah. I'm going for this nuclear slime elder one starter itself, Raging Brachydios. If you ever fought this monster, its arms are basically reactive bombs that can explode towards you on any type of contact. If you hit the part on its body that is active, the bomb will basically fall on top of you immediately. If you don't dodge, you explode. Now, what is this bomb, you may be thinking? Well, this monster secretes slime from its mouth and applies it to his arms, making them deadly on impact. Though, it is the same thing with every other monster. I have over 1,400 hours into this game. I'm over MR 500. You already know this monster. Pardon me one time. But it's alright. Not only I took its life, I was able to get my final piece of my armor, its arms. Okay, the hard parts. 2 of the strongest monsters in all of Monster Hunter, Alatreon, and then Fatalis. Realistically, I can't faint fighting these monsters. Actually, monsters are an understatement. These gods. I know I have some hours, but 1 full cart is pushing it to the limit. That would give me 3 hours or less. I need to beat this monster in 1 go.
Run to me. Tremble with fear, you said? You call this fear? No, this is not fear. The only thing I fear is being rebuked by His Majesty! Compared to that, there is no opponent, no battle that can make me feel either fear or burn! Are you finished?
You killed it?
I killed it.
Yeah.
He's done. And I got a gem. Oh, with 2 deaths. That's 6 hours gone. Okay, that's fine. That's only 6 hours. I have 11 hours? No, that's 9 hours. I got 9 hours. So basically, I only have 1 chance to beat Fatalis. Only 1.
Yeah, good luck, brother. And you gotta do it in 30 minutes? Yeah, good luck, brother.
Oh, you're right. How funny. I started this challenge with 36 hours. I never expected to get this far with this little amount of time. With only 9 hours and change, I finally can face the god of all monsters. This is the armor I used to fight against Alatreon, and now with my new arms, this is going to be my final end game build. I could go for the strongest greatsword in the game, or even Alatreon's greatsword, but that's risking carts that I don't need to be risking since I'm fighting the final boss. Okay. Here it is, my final hunt for this challenge. Not only do I have 3 carts, I have to beat this monster within the 30-minute time frame, or it is game over. First, grab my ghillie mantle, fly down, set up cannons in this certain order. Funny, if I had a certain build, I could get a free knockdown, but nevertheless, free damage. My main goal is to break one of his horns, then the chest. Breaking the horn will allow his fire damage to not one-shot me every time he uses his fire attack in his final phase. only 2 deaths, a little over 3 hours remaining. I have finally completed the challenge. If you made it this far, comment down below your thoughts. With that, like, subscribe, and have a nice day. Peace.